about physical fitness. I've already covered spiritual stuff. I have an entire video about that called Preparing for the End Spiritual, and that is an overview of over 75 hours of content that covers spiritual things. So that's already taken care of. Now, once you get that stuff down, this is the next part, which is absolutely necessary to talk about physical fitness. I'm not going to be doing a bunch of videos about this stuff. I'm just going to put it all in one video and then move on to the next thing. But it is necessary, it is important. And I just want to say that it is for physical health, it is for safety, and it is to help you maybe save your own life, maybe the lives of your family, your friends, whatever it is. You got to have some level of physical fitness. And so this isn't going to be a bunch of stuff that's going to show some advanced training and advanced physical fitness for athletes and these types of things. It's to help you if you can't do anything. If you've been sitting around doing nothing, you can't really do a push-up, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't run, is to start you from nothing and then help you to get off the ground, make some progress in a safe way to get you healthier, to get you more physically fit so that you can do what you need to do. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to start slow. Okay, not going to rush into it and try to do a bunch of crazy stuff. If you haven't done something in 10, 20 years, don't try to jump right into it. Okay, we're going to start you off, show you how to progress to the exercises. If you can't do a push-up or a pull-up, I'm going to show you how to build yourself up to even do one push-up, one pull-up, and all those things that you need to do. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, before we get into talking about some exercises, just wanted to mention that we are going to be talking about strength training after to get your muscles up to par. But the first thing we're going to be talking about is walking, okay? Walking is something that pretty much anyone can do and that everyone needs to be doing. At bare minimum, if you don't do anything else, make sure that you do walking. Every single day, bare minimum, half an hour of walking. It'd be better to do an hour of walking every single day. It's good for cardio, it's good to just move your whole body, and it's something that's going to keep you in shape. Bare minimum, if you're sitting around, we have a sedentary lifestyle today. The best way to start getting movement is just walking. Okay, so make sure that you're doing that at bare minimum. And so after you get pretty good at walking, you're going to want to progress to rucking. Rucking is just carrying some weight in a backpack. So, start out with small with that as well. Just start out with a couple pounds, throw something in there, work your way up to more. And some guys go up to 35 pounds in the ruck, maybe even more if you're crazy. But you want to build up to that. And that's also going to be really good for strength training, your whole body, and for better cardio. You can practice rucking. Some guys even go up to 20-mile rucks, and it's all good for your body, for physical health, cardio, like I said. So you can work your way up to that. One more thing about walking. You actually do want to do some backwards walking. It does strengthen your knees, the tendons around your knees. It can actually help with if you have some issues with your knees. You should do some backwards walking. Just do that for a few minutes. Make sure that you integrate that when you go for your walks. All right, so before you do any exercises, make sure that you always warm up. Especially when you're older, you got to make sure that you warm up. Just walk around a little bit, do some jumping jacks, stuff like that. Get your blood pumping, get yourself ready, and then you do some stretching. Don't do static stretching where you just hold something in one position for a while. You're going to want to do some dynamic stretching. So what that means is you're just going to move your body a little bit like that, come back up. You're going to try to get closer to your toes. You're going to hold things for a little bit. You just do a little bit of stretching. Don't sit there and try to hold and stretch and do static stretching before. You want to wait till after you're done exercising and your muscles are more loose and warmed up before you do the static stretching. But make sure you do some warming up before you exercise. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is running. Now, running is one of the most important things that you can train. Okay, if an emergency happens, chances are you're going to have to run. And if you haven't ran in a long time, it's going to be really bad. It's going to go bad for you. So it's definitely something you want to train, okay? So we talk about a couple things when it comes to training running. Okay, when you first start out, what you're going to do is you're just going to start out by running probably about 80% of the exertion of how fast you can run. And you're going to do a burst of 15, 20 seconds. You're going to stop. You're going to recover for a couple minutes, get calmed down. Then you're going to do another burst for like the 20-second sprint. Do that a few times, maybe 4 or 5 times, and then that's it. And then you do that like 2 times a week, okay? And then, when you feel comfortable, try to increase the burst from 20 seconds to 30 seconds and up to 40, up to 50. And then until you can work your way up till you can do a burst of 60 seconds running really fast. And then how to recover, how to do it without getting injured, which again, make sure that you're warming up beforehand, make sure you're stretching and preparing before you go ahead and run. All right, now the next most important thing when it comes to not only running, but anything, when you're exerting yourself, you're doing some type of cardio, it's all about breathing, okay? Breathing the proper way is so important to get more oxygen to your blood, to your muscles. Your body needs more oxygen. And if you're breathing the wrong way, it's going to hurt you. You're not going to have as much endurance. You're not going to recover as fast. So what does it mean to breathe the proper way? Well, to breathe the proper way, you have to learn how to breathe more from your diaphragm, which is more in your stomach, than your upper chest, okay? And to feel if you are breathing from your diaphragm, put your hand on your chest, another hand on your stomach, and when you breathe in, you should feel it breathing. Your hand on your stomach should move, but your hand on your chest shouldn't really move. That's how you can tell. And you're going to practice doing that. And again, also what you're going to add is that you breathe in through your nose, not through your mouth, okay? That's important when it comes to breathing through your diaphragm and just in general, okay? Breathing through your nose is really important at any time. It's going to filter out more toxins from the air. It's better to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. And when it comes to exerting yourself, it's going to be the same thing. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I'm going to tell you exactly what to do, show you how to breathe to recover after you have exerted yourself running. Now, when it comes to practicing this breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, diaphragm breathing, one of the things you can do is practice this breathing while you're in a squat position, in a deep squat. And when you're down there, it's going to help to restrict the breathing from your chest, and it's going to be more down, you're going to feel it in your stomach. Now, the other thing about this is to recover, what you're going to do is after you did some exercise where you exerted yourself with a lot of force, some cardio, you're going to feel like you're out of breath and your lungs are out of control. You're just breathing in and out, breathing in and out. You want to stop yourself from doing that, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to breathe in as deep as you can through your nose, and then you hold that for a second, and then you're going to breathe out through your mouth, but you're going to restrict it, okay? You can even clench your teeth a little bit, but just make it come out of your mouth slowly, and you're going to breathe out all the way, and you're going to push out every little bit of air all the way to the end, and then you're going to do it again. You're going to breathe in deep as you can through your nose, all the way in, and then slowly out through your mouth. And you'll notice that the more that you do that and you practice forcing your body to do that, you're going to recover way faster, and you're going to have better endurance when you do the cardio exercises. All right, I feel pretty good now. And as you can see, you can recover pretty quick. You just get your breathing under control, all the way in through the nose, out through the mouth, and you'll be ready to do the next round. All right, so the next thing is climbing. Now, before you even get to climbing, you're working on your walking, you're working on your running. You can also work on walking on an incline, walking uphill. Even running uphill is really good. There's less impact on your knees and stuff. That's going to help you with climbing as well. But you're doing, you do strength exercises, do pull-ups, do push-ups to help you prepare for this. But with climbing, think about how important this could be. Imagine maybe you're trying to get away from someone and you have two choices where you get somewhere. Okay, we could either have to go 5 miles and walk all the way around something if we walked, but if we climbed through here as a shortcut, it would only be half a mile. Well, then you want to climb. But guess what? You can't climb if your body is not able to. So you have to try this. You have to practice this. You have to go out, actually outdoors, and do this. You can't just talk about it and think about it and say, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, when you have never even tried it, okay? So climbing is really important and could save your life. All right, so now we're going to talk about climbing up some rocks. So most important thing is safety, making sure that you're safe. So to make sure that you're safe, you're going to want to make sure that you try to always have 3 points of contact, at least one hand and 2 feet in each spot. And after that, the next thing to make sure that you do is whenever you put your hand somewhere or your foot somewhere, you want to make sure that area is not going to slip, that it's not a loose rock or something that's sandy, something that's going to make your foot slip, or you're going to pull down a loose rock if you put your hand there and you grab it. You're going to want to test every area before you actually put your full body weight on it, on your hand or your feet, okay? And then make sure that you have a good grip so that when you go to pull yourself up, your hand is going to have enough of something to grab onto to pull your full weight up and not slip off, okay? So that's the most important thing. All right, so before you go to climb, another thing you want to remember is just scan everything. Scan the whole rock. Make sure you can see, okay, are there some places I can grab onto that are solid? It's not going to come flying off. And then kind of see where your route is going to take you, and see if you have a viable path. If it's not a good place to go, then you might have to walk somewhere else and find a different path. This looks like a pretty good path, so we're going to go up this one. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is jumping. So jumping is really important, and it's something that a lot of people don't do much of when they get older. They stop jumping. They have no need to. They did a lot when they were a kid. Then they get older. Even if they do, physical labor jobs, they don't really do a lot of jumping. So it's definitely something that you want to do. You want to be able to do and practice. And, to build up to that, make sure that you do, some lower impact jumping exercises, like you do your jumping jacks. That's going to help to strengthen your ankles and your tendons, your legs. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start small. All right, so when you're jumping, you're going to start small. Don't try to jump too high. And you're going to jump up. And then when you get back down, don't start by jumping down. Just kind of walk down, okay? So you're going to take both legs, you're going to jump up, and then you're going to walk down. And you're just going to do that for a good amount of reps till you get tired. And then over time, you're going to work on trying to do it higher. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is lifting. That's one of the most important things that you should be able to do. Now, I've been doing a lot of lifting for many years. I've done landscaping, I've done professional moving, so I know a lot about lifting and how not to get injured while lifting, how not to get a hernia while lifting, which is very important, especially when you get older, okay? So a couple things about lifting. First of all is about breathing. Again, we're going to talk about breathing. So when you go to lift something, anytime you're going to lift something heavy or you're going to exert yourself in any other way, you're going to take a deep breath in through your nose, and then when you exert yourself, when you lift, you breathe out when you're lifting. Do not hold your breath while you are lifting or exerting yourself. That's how you're going to rip something, okay? Don't ever hold your breath. Make sure you breathe out, okay? So if you're going to go ahead and lift something heavy, obviously start out smaller with less weight and work your way up. But once you get up to something pretty heavy, you're going to want to make sure you squat down all the way down, and you don't want to bend over and try to lift something up like that. That's how you're going to injure your back. You're going to pull a muscle. You're going to want to squat, get as close as you can to it. Then you're going to lift up. Sometimes if it's so heavy, you might have to roll it onto your lap first. but you're going to keep it as close to you as you can. You don't want to hold it away from your body. You want to keep that weight as close to your body as you can. Hold it against your stomach. Like I said, breathe as you lift, and then go move the weight. And then once you're ready to let go, you get it away from your body, and you're done. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate that right now. Okay, so I'm going to get right here, close to this rock. I'm going to lift this up here, get it up here. I'm going to lift up. Now I have this close to my stomach. I'm going to go this way, back, and I'm done. Okay, and you can do walking that back and forth, keeping it close to your body, and that's a really important exercise to do for overall functional strength. All right, next we're going to talk about push-ups. So we'll start talking about regular push-ups, then the other modifications, progressions with that. So with pull-up, as with any exercise, you want to make sure that you have good form. Don't do it sloppily. Make sure you do it the right way. You're going to want to make sure that you go all the way down to your chest, all the way up, fully extended. And it's better for you to do less reps with the proper form than to do more reps where it's all sloppy. That's not going to help your body to stimulate growth, and it's going to, your body's going to have to work a lot harder to try to stabilize your body and your core. Just make sure you tighten things up, and I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, so to do the regular push-up, you're going to start, put your chest all the way to the ground here, so you understand. You don't want to have your elbows too far out. You don't want to have too close to your body. Put them about a 45-degree angle, and you're going to keep your whole body tight, your core tight. You're going to go all the way up, fully extended. You squeeze your core, and when you go back down, you go all the way down, all the way up. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to max out those reps till you go to failure, till you feel that you can't do another one with perfect form. Then stop. Now you're at failure. All right, so if you can't even do one push-up, I'm going to tell you what you can do to build yourself up to that. First thing that you can do is push-ups on your knees, okay? So all you're going to do is you're going to get your knees in a good spot, and you're going to be in a regular push-up position, and you put your chest to the ground and up. And just do that. Do knee push-ups till you can't do any more. Then you move on to the next exercise. All right, so another thing you can do to build up to doing regular push-ups is doing push-ups at different angles. You're going to lift your body up. You can start from almost standing and keep working your way down until you do a regular push-up flat on the ground, okay? So just find a surface like this and get in a push-up position. Make sure your legs are out straight. Go down here, all the way down, all the way up. Max out your reps on that. And that's going to be another progression you can do to build up to regular push-ups. Then what you're going to do is some planks. So I'm going to show you a couple variations of the plank, and it's just an isometric hold, and you're going to hold them as long as you can, building up again to 30 seconds. Build up till you can do it for at least a minute. So the first one is just holding it in a push-up position. Keep your body, lock your core, and stay in that position and hold that. If you can't do that, you do it on your elbows. Same thing, lock your core in, hold that for a minute. And then you also want to make sure that you do side planks. It can help with your obliques and the core. It's going to stabilize your core. So you get on your side like this, lock till you can feel it tightening in your side. Hold that, again, 30 seconds to a minute. Do the other side of your body and do those planks. Now again, with these knee push-ups and the planks, if you can't do one push-up, keep doing those till you build up to one push-up. But also, to increase the reps of your push-ups, max out your push-ups to failure, then do the knee push-ups, then do the planks, and that's going to help to give you more reps. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is dips. So normally, people do dips. They get between a couple bars and they do them that way. But you can also do some dips behind the back, and that's another way you can do it. Now, to work your way up to that, I'll show you some other things you can do to strengthen. But when you're starting out to do these, you can just start out with your body not that high off the ground. and then work your way up until you can, you know, fully extend your arms and come all the way down. So when you're gonna do a dip, you're gonna go all the way down, and then when you go all the way up, don't lock out your elbows, but get almost completely straight. Just don't lock it out. And you go all the way to the top, all the way down, and just do as many reps as you can with that until you get to failure. And I'll show you some other things you can do. All right, so if you can't do a dip, what you can do is the negatives. And so all you're gonna do is get in the dip position, and you're gonna, as slow as you can, lower yourself down all the way to the ground, and then you're gonna have to get back up and get back up here, and then you're gonna do it again. And you're gonna slowly lower yourself down, and you're gonna do that to failure till you can't do anymore. And again, that's what you do to build up if you can't even do one. But also, after you can do dips, max those out, then start doing those negatives. All right, so another thing that you can do to help to build you up to the power for dips is an isometric hold. And, you know, it's basically, you know, a modified L-sit. And L-sit is when your legs are fully extended in front of you like that. But you don't have to do that right away. You're gonna have to build yourself up to that. So before you do that, you're just gonna hold yourself up with just your knees. You can have your legs bent, and you have yourself held up like that. And you just hold yourself in that position for as long as you can. Build yourself up until you do 30 seconds to a minute, whatever it is. And that's something you can do to build yourself up to dips or to increase the reps of dips. All right, now we're going to talk about working out the legs. You're always going to make sure that you're working out the legs. One of the most important exercises you can do for legs is squats, okay, body weight squats, and definitely do knees over toes. There's a great channel that talks about that, knees over toes guy. A bunch of other people have talked about that, why that's important to do that, deep squats. So all you're going to do is get your legs about shoulder width apart. You squat all the way down to the bottom, and you come all the way up, okay? And just do that again till failure, till you can't do any more, and then I'll show you what to do if you can't even do that. All right, so if you can't even do a regular squat, I'm going to show you something you can do to build up to a squat. So you just get something to sit on. That's all you got to do, get something to sit down on. You're going to sit down, and then you're going to stand up from that position. And you're going to keep doing that, do that till failure, and then eventually you should be able to work yourself so that you can go all the way down to a normal squat. All right, so another thing you're going to do that's going to help out with squats and strengthening your legs is actually the horse stance. And this is actually one of the best things that you can do. We're not going to activate the chi and the ki and the prana, anything like that. It's just a simple exercise that you can do that'll strengthen your legs. And the easiest way to get into horse stance is 5 steps. You start with your feet together like this, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then after you have your legs that far apart, what you're going to do is you're going to keep your body upright, and you're going to sink down into that horse stance. Now, you know, you can start out maybe with just your knees slightly bent, but what you're going to want to do as time goes on and you get stronger is you're going to want to sink down more into that horse stance, or you're almost sitting. And then with your arms, you can just kind of keep your arms relaxed right here. And if you get better, you can hold them out in front of you. And then you want to develop that, increase the amount of time that you do the horse stance. Try to build up to 5, even 10 minutes. And believe me, it's going to feel like a long time. Now let me show you one more thing. One more thing you can do is you can start putting stuff on your arms after you can do horse stance, for a few minutes. You can start putting things on your wrists at the end, and you hold it out here, and you keep this out the whole time, and you get stronger. You can change this to an iron bar, and you keep that thing held up, so you got your arms and your legs are working at the same time, and just keep building that up. All right, the next workout for the legs is just going to be walking lunges. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a step, and you're going to lower your back leg down pretty much till where the knee is touching the ground, almost touching. Then you're going to take another step, and you lower the back leg again, and then you're going to keep going And again, max that out. Do as many as you can, even if it's just, 4. Then the next time, try to keep moving on and do more reps. All right, the next exercise for the legs is calf raises. So you can do these just on the ground, regular. And what you can do is just do them nice and slow. And you raise up all the way up to your tippy toes and then all the way down. Do it controlled, hold it for a couple seconds up top, back down. And then after you get pretty good at that, what you can do is hang your feet off the edge of something like some stairs back here. And that's going to help to get your feet a little bit lower, get a little bit more extension in your angles. And you're going to go all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. And again, max those out. Do the reps till failure and keep building that up. All right, so another thing you want to do is make sure you integrate some plyometrics. And one of the best things to do for that is burpees. You need some explosive power. You'll be able to move a little bit fast. And so with burpees, it's something that you can, even if you can't do any, right? From the beginning, you can't do the full burpee. Just do the individual parts, right? Because if you practice doing a plank, that's one part of it, right? And you can't do a squat. Well, you practice your squats. That helps you to get down. And then you put those together, and then you'll be able to glue them together to do the full movement, okay? So you go all the way down, put your hands down, stick your legs out, bring it back in, and stand up. And that's the basic burpee. And then you keep on doing that until you get pretty good at that, and you get a good amount of reps. Then you can integrate some jumping into it. So you go down, take your legs back, get up, and then jump in the air. Instead of just standing up, you jump up, then you go back down, and you keep doing it. And so, again, start slow, piece by piece, and build up the progressions until you can do it the right way. All right, so now we're going to talk about a little bit more about abs. Sit-ups is definitely, a lot of people don't like them, but I think it's a good basic ab exercise. But if you can't do any, you want to build up to that. Again, do planks, do isometric holds, do whatever you can to build up the strength to be able to do that. Even when you lay down and you just kind of sit up halfway and hold that and keep that tight, that can help to build it up. But you basically just want to build up so that you can, in a controlled manner, sit up just using your abs and get your elbows over your knees. And when then you go back down, control all the way down. Don't try to do it where you're launching yourself up and you just keep trying to do that as fast as you can. Engage the core, use the stomach muscles to bring yourself up. And again, with those, you should max out your reps, go to failure, and then do other things like isometric holds to after that to give yourself some more reps. All right, so we're going to talk about pull-ups right now. So we're going to start with, just regular pull-ups. And, when you do regular pull-ups, people talk about, being able to do a regular pull-up where you have the overhand grip and you get your chin over the bar. But then also, if you study pull-ups a little bit more, you find out that you can engage the back muscles more if you actually do a chest all the way up to the bar pull-up. Now, I got one technique for you that helps you to be able to do that. Believe it or not, I saw this on a video that if you practice just taking a stick or something and you hold it right here like it's a bar above you and you bring it down. Some people stop right here. That's as close as their chest gets. But you pull it all the way so you engage these muscles in your back that you maybe you wouldn't normally use. And you do that a few times, pull that to your chest. You're going to find out that when you go to try to do chest to bar pull-up, it's going to help you to get there. All right, so make sure not only do you do overhand grip, regular pull-ups, but also do chin-ups, because it does engage different muscles, does engage your biceps more. All right, now if you can't even do one pull-up, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to build yourself up to the pull-up. So first thing is doing pull-up negatives. And all it is you're going to jump above the bar, and then you're going to lower yourself as slow as possible. And you're going to do that as many times as you can until you can't do anymore. It's exactly what you're gonna do, okay? So you're just gonna keep doing that over and over again until you can't do anymore. All right, so the other thing you could do to help to build up to strengthen yourself for pull-ups is something called Australian pull-ups, and you're just gonna hang flat under a bar, and you're gonna pull up to your chest while keeping your body locked, your core locked, and your legs straight, okay? All right, so after you do as many negatives as you can, then you want to do a flexed arm hang, an isometric hold, where you just hold your chin above the bar for as long as you can. Try to work your way up to 30 seconds, work your way up to a minute, hold as long as you can, okay? All right, so one of the problems that people have with doing pull-ups, I've had the issue before, is that you get tennis elbow or golf elbow. It's like tennis on the outside of your elbow, golf on the inside, whatever. Problem is, a lot of the times, it's a forearm strength. That's what you need to work on to get rid of that pain on your elbow. So here's an exercise you can do to help get rid of that. It's a forearm strengthening exercise. What you do is get yourself a bar, or here a piece of wood, anything like that. Doesn't have to be that heavy. And what you're gonna do is, you're gonna spin it one way for like 20, 30 seconds. Then you're gonna spin it the other way. Same thing, 20, 30 seconds. And you can keep doing that back and forth, and do it like 6 sets of that, back and forth. You're gonna feel your forearms get really tight. And you keep doing that exercise, you're gonna see it's gonna strengthen the forearms, which is gonna help with alleviate the strain that it's putting on some of the tendons in the elbow, and it's gonna help you have a better grip when you go to do the pull-up. So the next thing you're gonna do is, for a hanging exercise, is actually working on your abs, working on your core. And all you're gonna do is lift up your knees and try to bring them as high as you can up to your chest, bring them back down. Do it slow, do it controlled, don't swing your body. All right, so I just wanted to add a few comments and summarize everything. So, just to reiterate, this program isn't supposed to be something that's advanced, for people that already know how to do all kinds of crazy stuff and they're athletic. Is to get someone from nothing to be able to do, have some basic level of physical fitness. And after you get to a pretty good point, you can do everything that I went over here. Then you can start, pushing yourself a little bit more. You start adding weights when you do things. You can do weighted pull-ups or other things like that. And you can just continue on. You can come up with your own program, and you can go off and try all kinds of other crazy stuff. And, for this one, what I recommend is just something super simple and basic as far as a routine every week. Just do 3 days a week, and you can do a split. Start off super easy. Do pushing exercises one day, legs the next one, and then pulling exercises like the pull-ups on the third day, and then just recover the other days. Do that 3 times a week, and you'd be surprised at how much progress will be made. And then, as you advance more, you can add more to the workout, maybe do your whole body workout, whatever. It's up to you. This is just to get you off the ground, like I said, okay? And then, and I don't want to overcomplicate things, okay? Just try to keep things as simple as possible. I don't want anyone coming in the comments and trying to add in this thing and that thing and their opinions. The fitness world is already ridiculously overcomplicated. Everybody arguing with each other and contradicting each other. It's just a mess. So I'm not going to be having that, okay? This is just a simple thing that I want to have here on the channel, and then I'm moving on to something else. So no one's going to come in here and start arguing about different techniques and these types of things. Last thing I want to talk about is what you eat and drink. So, it's very important when you go out, make sure you have plenty of water and electrolytes. you're definitely going to want to have some of that when you're sweating. Have some type of electrolyte drink. And, with water, I highly recommend you have some type of filter to filter out the chlorine out of your water and make sure that water is clean. But then after you work out, again, make sure you're hydrating, have plenty of electrolytes, but then also protein. I think protein is really important. Get a good protein source, protein powder. I don't consider it a supplement, like it's something strange. It's basically, it's made out of food. And if you don't want to do a whey protein, there's plenty of vegan proteins out there. They have pea proteins, brown rice protein. You can even make your own pea protein if you get dried split peas and you process them in a food processor. You can actually make your own pea protein. So that's pretty cheap. But I have seen that make a big difference, including I've seen younger people that were sore and they add more protein just from putting protein powder in their smoothies, and they weren't sore anymore. So, it's definitely important to get plenty of protein in your diet. And, people argue about how much should you have. Well, you don't need that much. Well, if you are moving your body around and you are burning those calories and you're doing exercises, then 1 gram of protein per body weight does actually help out a lot, but maybe if you don't want to hit that high, at least try to get, add some extra protein in a smoothie, get some type of good powder. Other than that, just to recover, make sure you get plenty of sleep, get plenty of rest. Do the static stretching after you're done doing your workout. Make sure that you're doing that as well to keep your flexibility. And, give yourself plenty of time to recover. And in the beginning, let's say you first start out and you're like, man, I feel so sore, it's ridiculous. Then take, a little bit extra time to recover before you do it again. But just make sure you are consistent. Don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about how many reps you can do. Don't worry if you can barely do anything. Just go do something. Okay? Now is the time to do it. Don't wait anymore. Don't make any more excuses. Don't procrastinate. Just go do something. Move your body. It's going to help you. You're going to feel so much better. It's good for your body. And, everything that I said in this video, I showed you all the benefits of it. And I really think that you're going to see how much it's going to improve your life. Okay? So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Have a good day.